I don't know why I am here arguing with you. I'm just gonna involve the police.
Guess we're back to square one. Don't you know? Mrs. Honey traveled, so no one would be there to handle the cafeteria from yesterday's party. It should be impeccable. I guess you must be on your way. Yeah, I will give you the results tomorrow. The guy has just one day left to
Prove your innocence.
It makes sense since he equally had contact with the hydrofluoric acid. But I need to save my reputation. What can happen? Oh no, this isn't over. But as I said earlier, where do we continue from here? I don't know. I mean, we just need to think. You are talking like thinking about clues is as smooth as liquid catter. Ooh, don't make me throw up. What? I usually analyze it when it flows out. And that makes you a vital suspect. Why would you say that? The criminal has catter, and you made mention of having it. Then I guess it equally makes you a vital suspect. You were sneezing during the finals. Remember? Never mind, let's just keep thinking. Remember when Henry was arrested? I guess so. I saw Lizzie putting a happy smile. I didn't really focus on it that time, but seeing how we are out of clues, I thought we might consider it. It's not like I have another option. So we'll go for it. Okay, so when the coast will be clear I will go talk to Lizzie. Yeah, since last time I spoke to Cristobal. Nope, it's because you don't know how to start a conversation. What? Then how did I chat with Cristobal? You know it's different. I am talking about starting a conversation with someone you have never talked. Oh yeah. Prove it. When we first met, I started the conversation, not you. Whatever. Let's just focus on the case. Yeah. And you can see me later. I can give you a 1 or 2 on how to start a conversation.
You don't understand, not everyone is sad when someone departs.
And that's why you were happy when Henry was arrested?
Which is perfectly normal. You just knew him as a classmate. I knew him as a very close classmate. And him being arrested was the right thing to be done.
Care to explain?
My pleasure. Well, do you still remember the day we went to the science lab to deal with hydrofluoric acid?
Of course.
Very good. We were asked to form groups of 2 persons, and Henry left me to go and form a team with Tara. Now I was forced to team up with Steve. He was so disgusting. He kept on sneezing during the whole practical period, and now here I am today suffering with it. I mean, we were not even in harmony. He doesn't even know the exact time to exclaim in Shakespearean language. In fact, the day in the lab was just a moment of misunderstanding between 2 left-handed people.
I am pretty sure Henry had a good reason for teaming up with Tara. I mean, we know you guys as friends.
And he left his friend to be annoyed during 3 hours. And that wasn't even the first time he did things like this. So I am very okay with where he is found now.
Do you even know where he is? Prison. I could never imagine I could find myself here. Okay, maybe to visit someone, but I never thought I would be the one people would be visiting. But I really messed up. As a Christian, I shouldn't be daring people to act like fools. I shouldn't have even been playing it in the first place. Lord, I know I haven't been living a Christian life these days, but I pray, oh Lord, that you restore me. Lord, I equally pray that.
When are you gonna stop talking?
Oh, sorry, I was just talking to God.
Praying to God? Then what are you doing here in prison?
It's a long story.
Then make it short.
I am innocent and I was accused of stealing.
And I broke into someone's house and kidnapped his daughter. But here we are, rotting in this same prison. So you just have to live your life.
No, I know my God still loves me and he always wants what's best for me.
Then fly out of this prison, little man. Look, you have to face reality. Grow up.
And the reality is that God exists and I need to praise him.
In fact, I am going to sleep and I don't want to hear any more noise from your mouth or else you will be dead meat.
Lord, see me through. I don't know if I can do this anymore, dude. What are you talking about? The investigation thing, bro. I mean, almost all of our suspects have all the characteristics of the criminal. Yesterday I chatted with Lizzie just to find out she sneezes, speaks Shakespearean language and she's left-handed. You have a point. We really need a breakthrough at this level. Maybe we can search for more clues. Yes! It will help us distinguish the criminal from the rest. But where are we going to investigate now? Days have been passing, and by this time all the evidences are lost. But Mrs. Honey hasn't yet returned. So all the evidences are still there. So I suggest we go and investigate there. Why are you looking at me like this? Nope. No. Never. Count me out. I am not disturbing in class again to work in the cafeteria. Just kidding. I left my USB device in there. We'll just tell him we want to take it and use some time to investigate. I never thought of it. I had a feeling we shall need to investigate the cafeteria again, so I left it there on purpose. Cool. Now the only task left is to ask Mr. Lorenzo. That's no big deal. We just have to kindly say, "Excuse me, sir, we left our flash in the cafeteria recently. Please may we go and take it?" And he'll say,
No, not a chance.
"But I really need my flash."
Look, kid, the police needs to do further investigation and the cafeteria needs to be investigated. So no student is allowed to enter.
Then how am I going to take it?
Well, I can go and take it for you.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, sir, but I don't think you know where it is. So maybe I can assist you in the search.
Students are not allowed to enter there for the meantime. Someone is suspected to be Henry's accomplice. And if we leave students to enter, the accomplice may get rid of any evidence.
But you know it can't be me nor Alex, right?
Ha! With the way this world is becoming, you really think I am gonna trust somebody right now? So if you really need that USB device, I will go and search for it and give it to you later.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Kid, you need to understand that I did not make these laws. But all these things are being done for the security of this school.
I totally understand, sir. I told you asking Mr. Lorenzo the permission to take your flash was a task. No, on normal basis, he was supposed to accept. But I don't know where he came with the no student entering the cafeteria law. I don't even know how the police officers knew that the cafeteria was a need to investigate place. You know, during times like this the police usually interrogate students in the school to get vital information. So maybe a student made them know the cafeteria was a need to investigate place. And I suspect that student is a criminal who is living freely right now. That criminal is trying to hinder us from solving the mystery. But the person won't get away with this. Come on, man, you need to relax. We are not wrestling against that criminal, but against the spirit that is working through that person. Yeah, you are right.
Hey Ralph, 1 second please. I went and searched the cafeteria for your USB key. And of course I found it.
Thanks very much, sir.
But I equally saw sunscreen near your flash, so I thought it might be yours. And it had a smell of rotten fish sauce.
Oh, interesting. I meant it's not mine.
Well, okay, no problem. The person who owns will come and ask for it anyways. So when you are free you come to my office and take your flash.
Okay, sir. It wasn't a bad idea for Mr. Lorenzo to search for my flash after all. What do you mean? He found sunscreen. It will really help us narrow down the suspect list. God has a way of operating. But how do you know the sunscreen comes from the criminal? Teach said it had a rotten fish sauce smell. Even when that person is trying to stop us, we are still unstoppable and proud of that. With Christ on our side, this mystery will be smooth as liquid catter. What? Don't you have it?
And the church is still your family. And we will keep on praying for you and your family.
Thank you so much, Pastor Larry.
We really appreciate it. And you guys need to have faith. You know, all things work for the good of they that love Christ. Romans chapter 8 verse 28. Just stay strong in the Lord and keep on praying. Pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 17. So I will take my leave. I have another family to visit.
Safe trip, Pastor. And we really appreciate your coming here.
Yeah. Thanks for strengthening us in our faith. We shall surely testify at the end.
This is a time that recommends seriousness. Yeah. Police officers are everywhere around the school. At one point I started to doubt if I was really in school. And if this persists, we might be asked to stay at home so as to ease their investigation here. What? Something needs to be done. But nevertheless, they are police officers. I am really sure they can handle it. On a normal basis, yes, but right now we have almost like all the evidence and clues. We've already taken the tissue and the notebook. On what grounds are they now gonna stand to solve this case? Yeah, right. I am not sure it will be possible for them to easily solve. I think it is time to break this case wide open. Where are you heading at? Let's go investigate the security room. I hope you remember that only the school authorities have access to it since they are the only ones with the keys. We still gotta enter there. I hope we shall find the breakthrough clue if we even succeed entering in there in the first place.
Later.
I need to go right away.
Did you see what I saw? What? Mr. Lorenzo left the security room open because he was in a hurry. So you want us to go and investigate real quick? You know what can happen to us if we get caught. Less talking, more action will do the trick. Okay, let's go quick. Wow! This place is really cool. This is no time to admire it. Let's just split and search for clues. We can't both search for clues. One person has to be checking if someone is coming. That's gonna waste us much time. One person can't search all through here alone. And we are gonna keep on searching, and then someone surprises us. Then what will be the use of searching? If we search both at once we shall finish before anybody can come in here. Duh. Because you know when someone will arrive, right? Yes! Oh really? Then why don't you tell us where the breakthrough clue is found, huh? Yeah! Hide. Quick! Seems like it was a false alarm. Let's get back to work. Okay, right now is not a good time to argue. Are you trying to imply that there are good times to argue? Alex. Not now. Okay. We can both search for clues, and we can be checking from time to time if anyone is coming. You got it, bro. Hey Alex, come check this out. You've been really calm since I showed you the clue. Come on bro, you can talk to me. The clue that we found on the camera that was disabled and the bottle that was found near our equipment's used for cleaning lenses. And none of our suspects wear lenses. But the criminal wear lenses. Are you trying to say you are the criminal? I am just trying to say we might have been wasting our time. Hello. You even know what we were supposed to eat today? Yeah, and I wanted to really eat it today to show Steve that I am very fast fish sauce eater than him. Whenever I chose, he will discuss with Steve the task that should be given to me in Shakespearean language, thinking I don't understand.
Now I was forced to team up with Steve. He was so disgusting. He kept on sneezing during the whole practical period. He doesn't even know the exact time to exclaim in Shakespearean language. In fact, the day in the lab was just a moment of misunderstanding between two left-handed people.
Hey you. Oh yeah, sorry, I was just thinking. I think we have found our criminal.
Steve,
Yes, I am perfectly sure about that.
And do you got any evidence?
Plenty.
Okay then, bring him in and let's see what you got.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Chancel.
Yes, good afternoon. So let's make things short. Your classmates here accuse you of stealing the trophy.
What? They must be out of their minds.
Well, why don't you tell it to their face?
Okay, cut the act, Steve. We know you stole the trophy.
Looks like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
We saw your traces of fish sauce in the cafeteria and the principal smelled it in her office.
Duh. Everyone eats fish sauce in this school. So I don't think it's a valid reason for accusing.
But not everyone who eats fish sauce has catter. Admit it, we saw your tissue that you disposed at the entrance of the security room.
We all know Alex had catter during the tech competition. Aren't you sure he's the one?
It could have been him if he was a left-handed person. Because we saw the criminal's book and analyzed the handwritings. And I am pretty sure his handwritings corresponds with yours.
Even if it does correspond, I am not the only folk with the handwriting.
You are right. But it isn't everyone with that handwriting that will be writing in Shakespearean language. And it looks like your skin has been burned these days. Aren't you looking for your sunscreen you left at the cafeteria? Or your lens-related equipment that you left around the security room?
What do you even know about lenses?
He may not know much about lenses. But I know much about it. Your game is over, dude.
Okay, I admit it. I stole the trophy and that was for a good reason. Everyone knows that I am a brilliant child. Well, that was then. And all that is because of you jerks. I was the top scorer, representing the school in competitions, winning trophies. Although Ralph tried overthrowing me sometimes without success. I was the star of the school. But ever since Cristobal arrived, my life started going downhill. But I still managed and was one of the tops. And as if it wasn't enough, Alex joined the school and now I became a forgotten one. All my efforts were in vain. I did not even participate in the recent tech competition. Meanwhile, I was the one who was supposed to be lifting the trophy. But nobody messes with a Steve man, so I thought of my genius plan. The initial goal was for Alex to be on camera, so that everyone will surely frame Cristobal considering what happened. So volunteers like Ralph will try to prove Alex's innocence. If he succeeded, it implies he proved that Alex was framed by Cristobal, otherwise Alex goes to prison. So in both cases I would have eliminated one of those jerks. But Henry was the one on camera, so I played along with it since he equally tried to overthrow me. And now here we are.
Steve, I know defeat is painful, but that was not the appropriate way to handle the situation. Violence is never an option. Now because of this, not only an innocent child is suffering there in prison, but the trophy is equally missing. Now you just tell us where that trophy is.
Ha! As if that could ever happen. My mind is already made up. I am not telling where it is. I already prepared my stay in prison. My life is already ruined anyways. Let me just end it in prison.
This is your last warning, young man.
You guys found the criminal without my help, so I guess you can equally find the trophy without my help.
Steve, you just chose the wrong decision, and you won't be happy with what is awaiting you.
Oh, you are now a fortune teller? Interesting.
I really feel bad for letting an innocent boy going to prison. But I really appreciate the efforts you guys have put in to find the criminal.
It was our pleasure.
And I am sure that after the police have dealt with him, he will surely tell where the trophy is.
Man, the officers tried everything in their power, but he doesn't want to talk. Seems like his mind was made up.
What? This can't be possible.
But I have always wondered how he entered the security room and disabled everything, came to your office, knew where the trophy was and disappeared. Like, how did he even get the keys to access those rooms?
This is very deep. Oh. Ralph made mention that they found some equipment in the security room. Maybe they entered the same way he entered.
Care to explain?
Oh, yeah, about that. The security room was left opened, right? Yeah, we kinda took advantage of it.
Oh really? But I am not sure that it was opened on the banquet day.
We need to get to the bottom of this, quick.
Alex and Ralph, it's lunchtime by the way. You can go and eat and come later. Well, that's if you want to.
Speaking of lunch, Mrs. Honey hasn't yet returned and I am getting worried. She never travels for such long periods. We've already sent an innocent child to prison, lost our trophy, and now I don't want to lose Mrs. Honey.
We recently installed a location app for the members of this school. We can use it to localize where she is.
Great idea. I just hope she's okay.
This case is really becoming intense. As I said, we need to keep our faith. Yeah, even if things get worse. But we are towards the end of solving this mystery. What worse thing could possibly happen?
I can't believe my eyes. Her location says she is everywhere.
That means she must have used VPN.
But why would she do this to her location? Oh no. Maybe she's been kidnapped. And the kidnapper used VPN to mask his location.
Why is the world so wicked?
We need to inform the police about this quick. We'll handle the trophy later. A life is way better than a trophy. I think Alex and Ralph should come. They can really help us. If they knew where she was, but it's like they are clueless.
And I have searched the house, but did not find any clue. I'm sorry ma'am, but I don't really know what to do right now.
She was such a good woman.
Principal Chantal, I got great news. I think I know where she is. I saw text messages on her fixed phone about the port. And most of her books was about exporting and its related things.
This is not good news.
Yes, the kidnapper took her to the port.
No, that's not what I mean. Suspicious activities have been happening at the port lately. Was Mrs. Honey acting somehow strange lately?
No, of course not.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. I mean, I've known her almost all my life. She is so kind, gentle, honest and so on. I usually gave her my keys to take some stuffs in the office when I was really busy.
I guess things are adding up. Mrs. Honey had access to the office. She has text messages about the port where suspicious activities are going, and her location says she is everywhere. Isn't it obvious?
Yes! And considering the fact that Steve couldn't access the offices by himself since he does not have the keys, someone who has access to it might have helped him. And worse of all, she was nowhere to be found since the trophy got missing.
Yeah. As a police officer, I found it weird and suspicious.
Wait. Where are you guys driving at? Are you trying to say?
Exactly.
I can't believe my eyes.
Nevertheless, we are supposed to go to the port and stop any illegal act going on there.
Mrs. Honey, what are you doing here? I am just making some fish. Want a taste? Cut the act. Where is the trophy? Oh. You've finally come to your senses. What have I done to you? What have you done? For all these years I've worked for you. I have never had an up-to-date salary. What are you talking about? People like you in other schools don't receive the salary I give you. But it isn't still good enough. That's why I came to a place where my talent is respected. You are not getting away with the trophy. Well, I have cause you came too late. The high-generating money trophy was shipped yesterday. And it's sailing all the way to Timbuktu. So what can you possibly do to stop me right now? Thank you so much for your help.
Well, that's my job.
But the trophy has already been shipped.
Don't worry, my colleagues have tracked down the boat. They won't get away with the trophy. And I am pretty sure that Mrs. Honey won't like any second of her punishment. But that means no one is gonna handle the cafeteria.
Actually, I think I got an idea. As I was saying, we are looking for someone who can handle the cafeteria. And seeing how talented you are, I am pretty sure that you will make a good job. Well, that's if you want to accept the offer.
Of course, yes, I will be so glad working here.
Perfect. And be assured, you will have a good salary.
You are finally leaving.
Yes, I told you my God really exists.
I guess you are right.
And I will still keep on praying for you.
Gracias.
You've destroyed your future. And I am not sure you are gonna like what's awaiting you. Henry, you are back. We really missed you.
God, it's like you really exist. I think I will start trying to be more like that little kid.
And just to imagine that all these scenes was in our favor. Not only we have the trophy back, but we have a new chef and new security techniques.
Looks like it was a win for us after all.
Oh. So you are back.
Yeah, and I was told you were angry. Well, that day I had to team up with Tara, because I was suspecting Cristobal was up to something. So I had to get in contact with one of his friends, so as to know what he's up to. And knowing how much you talk, I found it wise not to tell you about it.
Ralph was right, we shouldn't just assume each other's thoughts.
We should simply communicate with the person.
So here's where I will have to stay. My life was already over anyways.
You guys should just be careful. Hey, you don't have to do this. Look, I'm really sorry for asking you to do this. You actually helped me. Is this some kind of joke or something? No, I figure out how good I am talking to the public and thought I could give the school daily events. People really love how I update them with the latest news, while making jokes and acting silly. Guess we are cool then. Totally. Looks like everything is getting in order. Yeah, it's so good to see how everything turned out fine. Well, that's what happens when God is on your side. You can say that again.
The next day.
Peace of mind at last. Are you trying to say that the investigation was a burden? Come on, man, it wasn't easy on us, was it? Yeah, I had to associate with people for the first time. We had so many difficulties, but you kept telling us to have faith. Someone could believe you were the founder of faith. You are exaggerating a little bit. No, seriously, you were like the father of faith. Voila. You called me anointed young man. I will call you father of faith. Oh really? Yeah, were you not giving us faith during the investigation? But I still don't understand how people just left clues in open space. I mean, Mrs. Honey stopped coming ever since. How could she not export it ever since? I can just say it was God's grace. Because in normal life it will considered abnormal. Yeah, God's grace is just as smooth as. No, don't say it again. I heard enough of it.